Okay. Task number 1, done. Yes. Task number 2, let's see, admit all. And let's get Rebecca as my co-host. Make co-host. And Tina is here. Excellent. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me get my everything open here. And let's see. Also on Facebook. It's good to see everybody. Thank you all so much for coming. Facebook. Hold on, let's see, let's pause that and let's get the volume down also, so I'm not distracted by all the stuff. Excellent. Ooh, I'm excited. You all, I'm really excited to be here with you today because, you know, it's Monday. I'm glad we started early. Normally I start boot camp on I normally start boot camp on Monday, so today would be day 1, but I started yesterday and that felt really good. Love Sundays for sessions and, you know, for getting energy going on Sundays, it's like the right way to start the week. So I'm glad you all are here. Thanks for joining. Hey, if you all are on live, since you all are on live, go ahead and in the comments, type live for me. That is going to help warm up our energy. And if you're on the replay, then go ahead and watch replay. And actually, so I want to ask you all, what is your current power song? What's the power song that you listen to when you want to get into a zone? Lately, I have been listening to everybody from the 1970s, okay? I'm talking Diana Ross, Marilyn McCoo. Does anybody even remember the Fifth Dimension? This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, right? Dory gets it. Dory, but Dory, you're too young for that, girl. It is, I have been really stuck on, you know, this music from the 70s and it's kind of cracking me up. So in the comments, everyone, please type and let me know what your power song is for getting your energy up and for just whenever you need to go in and do something tough. Do you put on some music, and what's the music that you put on? Now, let me go ahead and get started because we are right on time here, y'all. So welcome to Spiritual Life Coach Startup Boot Camp. This is a 5-day challenge for aspiring spiritual life coaches to jumpstart their business, break free from their 9-to-5 job, and to claim their divine purpose. And my name is Crystal Lynn Bell. I am a master spiritual life coach and worthiness advocate for women. And I work with beautiful, spiritual, magical women to help you all get grounded. Let's face it, y'all beautiful, spiritual, magical women, open crown chakras. Yes, we love that. And it can be challenging to bring all that beautiful information down into a form that you can actually use all this beautiful information, whether that's writing a book, writing a blog, making a video, creating a program. How do you get an idea from the ethers into form? Well, my job is to help you do that. So Spiritual Life Coach Startup Bootcamp, this 5-day challenge that we're doing today, is a good start for bringing the idea of your divine coaching business into form. Okay, so we're going to work on taking your coaching business and bringing it into a vision and a roadmap so that you can take the steps you need to make your business real. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing in boot camp. I've got my notes here. So, the theme for our boot camp today and for these next several days, the theme is yes. The theme is saying yes to your spiritual life coaching certification. It's saying yes to your successful divine coaching business. It's saying yes to not struggling to build your divine coaching business, okay? To actually doing it, to actually putting in the time and the focus and the dedication to doing it in a way that actually grows and expands you rather than contracts and beats you down and makes you exhausted, okay? So we're also saying yes to the inner badass butterfly that is waking up and saying yes to us. We also need to say yes to her. So what I'd like for you all to do in the comments is let me know what you're saying yes to today. What did you wake up to this morning that you said yes to? I see that Jew is here. Hey, Jew, it's good to see you. And let's see, on Zoom, we've got Marlena and Tina and Dory and all of our autopilots. Everybody's got their autopilot turned on. Yes. Very good. I love that. Love my autopilot. Let me find my notes again. Very good. Okay, I got my workbook opened. So what are you saying yes to? So this morning I woke up and I started my day perfectly. I woke up and said yes to a wonderful woman who inquired about my program. I'm like, yes, she's a winner. So that was an easy yes to make this morning at 5 a.m. when we met. I also said yes to a man who professed his love to me. Look, and it's not like I said yes to marriage. I just said, yes, you may love me. Yes, you have my permission to love me. Go right ahead. I said yes to my inner badass butterfly. I said yes to my inner diva. Okay, I channeled some Beyonce throwing shade. So I said yes to my inner diva. I said yes to dark chocolate, and I said yes to a 24-hour fast. So what did you say yes to today? Go ahead and type that into the comments for me. So this whole theme of yes is coming about because of this really important portal that is open right now. The portal opened on Friday. It started with the new moon in Gemini. That was an opening, okay? And yesterday, the new moon rose in Gemini, okay? So we're still in the new moon energy. So from Friday till now and probably straight through Wednesday, we are still in the energy of new moon in Gemini, which is about expanding your mind and expanding your business. Very often we forget that Mercury and Gemini are actually the rulers of small businesses, transport, commerce, moving things from one place to the other. So as coaches, we are moving ideas, we are moving transformation, we are moving healing from us to our clients. We are also very often working online. So this new moon in Gemini is really ideal for online coaching, online coaches and looking at your online coaching business. Now, we don't want to forget also that on Wednesday, we have the summer solstice. So we will be broadcasting during the summer solstice on Wednesday. And we know that the solstice represents a shift. The days are going to start to grow shorter. Okay. It's also the first day of summer. It's the first day of the sun in Cancer. So Wednesday is like another door that's opening, but it's also going to represent a big shift in energy. So we are doing all the right things, my sweet friends. We are here together as a group. We are bringing our energies. We are all focusing on the same thing. We desire to become spiritual life coaches. I'm, of course, already a spiritual life coach, but I'm also coaching you and moving you forward and helping you step into this this power, this métier, this vocation, okay? And it is my honor to do that with you. Now, I am carrying the vibration of the divine feminine, so all that high vibrational open crown chakra energy, very much into all of that. But I'm also very blessed to be carrying the divine masculine grounding energy. So my job is to help you all get grounded. And one of the things I asked you to do, and I'm going to be asking you to do, is to consistently, continually say yes to your coaching certification, to your business, and to being really, really successful and good at it. Say yes to that. So let me check in with your comments and see who's yesing with me today. Yes, I know I've got my Jew here. Jew says yes to the summer solstice celebrations this week, and a lot of powerful things happening this week. Excellent. And Tara is here also. Hi, Tara. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining. And on Zoom, what are we saying yes to on Zoom? Okay, hold on. Dory is saying yes. Tina is saying yes. Wait, how do I get my messages? Let me get I can close that down. Here we go. Now I can see better. Made You Look by Megan Trainor. Okay, so Made You Look by Megan Trainor. I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross. Fight song. Yes. Okay, very, very good. Whole playlist, born in the 80s. Excellent. And let's see. Oh gosh, a lot of AI shout outs here. Yes was my word for 2020. It transformed my life in huge ways. Yes. Tina says, yes, in a sense, to apply myself as consistency and growth. Yes, absolutely. Consistently applying yourself in growth is really important. I like to call that expansion. And you know what else I'm awakening to, y'all? And let me actually get everybody to say yes to this. Let's say yes to learning our lessons profoundly without the pain aspect. Yes, may I experience, learn, and grow without pain just as easily as with pain. Yes, do I have to get sick in order to have pain? No, I am teachable, okay? So if you are with me on that, put a yes in the comments, y'all, and just affirm this. I am willing to learn my lessons with an open heart, open mind, in loving ways. I am willing to learn my lesson in loving ways. Absolutely. Yes, y'all. Yes. Thank you, Tara. Thank you, Marilena. Thank you, Dory. Yes, y'all. Let's see. Now, let me find my notes again. Here we go. Boom. Not my notes. There. Now I do have them. Okay. So the other reason this portal is so important, Gemini, we know, is about brotherly love. Okay. So I'm not going into the story of Gemini, but basically these twins, Gemini represents twins. Okay. And these twins represent brotherly love, one being to another, just an open heart, kindred spirit, a connection through the heart space. And that for me is a really important concept, because I love working with people in small, intimate coteries. And a coterie is like a clique. It's that, a clique is like a group of people who are doing their thing and they're excluding other people. And whereas I don't like social cliques, I really like a coterie or a clique when you are building your business. And here's why. Number one, you need to focus your energy when you are building your business. And when there are too many people carrying too many different mindsets, when you're building your business, you can actually be brought down to the lowest common denominator. So it's very important that, yes, you can spend time in groups, absolutely. But when it comes down to really focusing your business, you need to make sure that you have around you people who are moving in the same direction that you are. So there are a lot of people who want to work with me who are other coaches who are doing the same thing that I'm doing. And they don't understand that we cannot hang together, we cannot roll together, because they are doing something very different with their mindset than what I'm doing. My mindset is very much focused in the now, and I believe in living a very proactive life. I am the commander of my experience. I take full responsibility for my experience, whereas other people might feel like they are at the victim of circumstance. That for me doesn't work, and that is not a healthy mentality for me to have very, very close to me. So very often the people that I work with, for my own personal development, we have the same mindset. We might be doing totally different things, but the one thing we know is that we are in charge, and we run our businesses like we are the master of our destiny. So a coterie is a group of people who have the same mindset, that are working toward a common goal. And that is what I want you all to be thinking about as well. When you are setting out to develop your coterie of people, your friends, your peers, who are the people that resonate most with you, your mindset, and where you want to go? It is very difficult when you are trying to build your business to bring along a leaden ball that is holding you back, afraid of things that you aren't afraid of. They're imposing their fears on you. When you're saying your ideas, they're like, oh, that can't work. I don't see how that can happen. We don't want any Debbie Downers when we're building our business. There's a time and a place for Debbie Downer, okay? Because we don't need to throw away all of our friends, but we do need to curate our energy, which means we curate who we're spending time with, who we're giving our time to. All right, very important. Now, very often as spiritual life coaches, okay, we are women in this group. We're identified as women because that's what I do. I love working with women, and that's my personal choice. I want to work with women. That's the only reason why, because I just happen to love women. I love men for things outside my business, and I love women inside my business, okay? So I also understand women very well, okay? And one of the things that happens with women is that there can be too much femininity, right? Too much heart, too much compassion, too many ideas that can't get grounded, and too much emotion that can make you be ineffectual, meaning you can't get ish done, all right? That's a problem, okay? When you pair that with trying to start a business, which is mostly like an independent thing. Your business is your business. It is there to serve you in the way that you want. When you are trying to build this business, it is very difficult when you have too much femininity. So one of the things that we want to make sure we're doing in boot camp over these 5 days is to really highlight the feminine, get you in touch with the feminine, and then bring it down to earth. Okay, so yesterday we talked about the feminine quite a bit. We talked about your spiritual gifts of magic, and you were given a list of 65 magical qualities that you could possess. You were asked to rate yourself on those incredible qualities and to find your top 3. If anybody would like to share their top 3 with me in the comments, I would really appreciate that. That would be very cool. All right, so go ahead and share your top 3 qualities with me. And today, what we are going to do is look at the other side of the divine feminine. Now, yesterday's work, I like to consider it the light side of the feminine, because, you know, it's like light work, chakra, energy, aura, energetic stuff, feeling your feelings, your woo-woo. It's really fun. It's really magical. It's really light. That is a gift of the feminine, and a lot of people like to focus on that gift of the feminine. Today, though, we're going to be talking about something that is as important, but also a little bit different. Today, we're going to be talking about the dark side of the feminine, and the feminine gives you a dark gift, which is your gift of pain and trauma and wounding. So I hope you all understand where I'm coming from with this. To kind of give you an illustration or an example of the dark side of the feminine, we can look at some goddess, such as in the Hindu tradition, we can look at Kali Ma. And Kali is the goddess of transformation. And she is depicted usually with a wild look in her eyes. Her skin is very dark black skin. She has around her neck the heads of men. She's got one foot stomping on a man, and she sliced his head, and his head kind of rolls off to the side. This is the dark feminine, okay? Kali is a response to the pain and trauma. She is the rebellion against systems and orders and traditions that that oppress, suppress, or keep down. Within us, she helps us transform. So when you are going from being a caterpillar to being a butterfly, you know, people will very often criticize me because I've chosen the phrase badass butterfly. And that I get a lot of that here in France, because they have no idea really what it means to be badass. They actually don't have a word that corresponds very well with badass. So they tend to think of badass, and plenty of English speakers also think of badass as being mean or naughty or angry or harmful or dangerous. And really, when we think about a caterpillar who lives its life fully as a caterpillar, it is a caterpillar. I've got one on the mint plant in my kitchen. It is a happy caterpillar, very green, very vibrant, eating my mint and growing, 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 okay? Well, that little bug is going to get the call to shed its old being, its whole entire way of being. It's going to be called to shed that, to melt its entire way of being. Like, no, honey, you don't get to exist. You don't get to walk anymore. You don't get to play it small anymore. You don't get to eat anymore. You don't get to shove things down anymore. You don't get to cope anymore. You have to fly. That to me, like the being that makes that mindset shift, because it is not just a physical shift, but it is a mindset shift. That butterfly was alive inside the caterpillar, but it went from being a crawling bug to being a flying bug. And in my humble opinion, that is badass. Okay. So the idea of you transforming yourself is incredibly badass. But let's face it, if you ask me, and I've gone through this process of dying to my old self and awakening anew, it's painful, okay? There are some old painful stories that the caterpillar lived, that my old self lived. And what I've had to do is to honor those pain stories, but also uplift and fly like a butterfly, because you cannot carry the baggage of the caterpillar with you as a butterfly. So I like to say that the old pain that I've gone through is what colors my butterfly wings. Now, let me know if you all can relate to my story of transformation. Let me get a hallelujah in the comments, okay? If you know what I'm talking about, when I say it's painful living the caterpillar life, there was a lot of pain, a lot of drama, a lot of trauma. And now those traumas don't weigh me down, but they add color and beauty to the experience, or to my decoration, right? I am decorated in the colors of my butterfly, my past pain and trauma. It's what gives my colors, my butterfly wings, their vibrancy. If you can relate to that, then give me a hallelujah. Because for me, this is a really important thing to understand. Because if you cannot celebrate your pain, it's going to be very difficult for you to help other people heal and transform their own pain. Now, you do not have to be perfectly healed to be a spiritual life coach, but you most certainly have to be awakened to the nature of the healing process, okay? And you have to be doing your own internal work. You have to be loving yourself, doing your shadow work. And in the League of Badass Butterflies, I posted a question and you all did such a beautiful job. I got some beautiful responses there, where I asked, how do you honor your pain and keep going, right? So you honor your pain, but you still have to rock your life, okay? There were some great responses. So hop into the League of Badass Butterflies and check that out, okay? So, so yesterday, you looked at your gifts of magic, and keep in mind that you all are going to be looking at and using all of your gifts of magic, okay? And let me just do my check-in here. Sorry, I'm losing my screens. I have this one is a little bit too big, which is why it's hard to find it. Let's see. Yes, let's see. So we got, Marilena says, faith, divination, and compassion. Beautiful. Yes. Actually, that question of faith came up for me today, Marilena. So thank you so much for sharing that. Dory says, compassion, writing, and healing are your top three. Badasses, meaning fierce, determined. Yes. Yes. And lots of hallelujahs. Right on, sisters. Yes. And oh, Michelle is here. Hey, Michelle, it's good to see you. Yes, lots of hallelujahs. Yes, and Ju says, this reminds me of the Tower card moment. It's painful and dramatic. but then we're upgraded. Absolutely 100%. That is the attitude that I am looking for in this work, y'all. Okay. So as a new spiritual life coach who is starting your own business, you're going to be learning a lot of new things. Okay. So you need to know where your cornerstone strengths are. So knowing that those things that you've indicated, your 3 cornerstone strengths are there, that is going to be really powerful for you to be stable as you're expanding, okay? Now, you want to focus on things that are really important for you, and you don't want to take on too many extraneous things, things that are not super significant, because you really do have a finite amount of time and energy to, as you're building your business. You only can put so much time and energy into your business, okay? So today we're going to explore how the dark side of the feminine, that's your emotional pain, how this also plays an important role in your journey to becoming a spiritual life coach. Now, you need workbook number 2. Workbook number 2 today. Hopefully everyone has already gotten that because it was emailed to you. Who has not gotten the workbook? Rebecca is going to put the link to download the workbook if you've not gotten it. Okay, so Rebecca is on that both on Facebook and on Zoom. All right. So while we're working together this week, you all are going to learn how your unique spiritual gifts give you authority. You're going to learn how they qualify you to coach people. And you're going to be learning exactly who is going to be willing to pay you for your services and the transformation that you bring. This is really important, okay? Because this is your ideal client. Discovering who your ideal client is super important if you want your business to thrive and if you want to have a calendar full of people who actually pay you. Keep in mind, you cannot call yourself a coach if you don't have anybody to coach, all right? So over the next few days, we're going to be creating your divine coaching business blueprint, which we've been talking about. The blueprint is your vision, okay? And we're going to create the roadmap that you need, all right? So your spiritual gifts of experience are coming from the wounded healer that exists inside you, all right? This is important, and because it is the wounding that you experience is a part of your soul's divine purpose. It is why your soul came to earth to experience the pain that you experienced. And I know I've spoken to a lot of you who are on this call. You all have been through some serious pain, okay? And that is not for naught, right? That pain actually serves a purpose. And that's what we're looking at today, all right? So I would love for you all to affirm this soul's purpose, right? I am here to fulfill my soul's purpose. So give me a yes to that in the comments. And here's why, and here's the energy I want you to have behind that. We want to celebrate our pain, but we do not want, and we do not need, do you hear me, spirit guides? We do not need to keep re-experiencing that pain over and over again, like Groundhog Day, that movie with Bill Murray. If you know it, give me a shout out. Love that movie. So powerful, right? So good. But we don't need to be living in that pain every day, okay? We need to celebrate that pain and then use it so that we can move forward, all right? So what we're going to do right now is to tap into those experiences. So let's hop into the workbook. Let me get the workbook open. Here it is. And Here we go. And share screen there. Okay, and share. All right, let's move you here. Excellent. Thank you, Zoom. Okay. So as you are learning or remembering, the divine feminine is wild, untamed, pure life force energy. She is the flow of thoughts, ideas, concepts, and she's the catalyst of unhinged dreams, vision, and pictures. Okay, she's all that, right? So for we humans, the divine feminine is difficult to explain, but we can sense her, we can feel her, we can tap in and tune into her, all right? And we saw yesterday that we have a really expansive opportunity to work with the goddess when we start to kind of contemplate our tremendous spiritual gifts of magic, right? So here's what I want you to just think about for a moment. What does it feel like when you are engaging with your spiritual gifts of magic? What does it feel like when you're receiving downloads? So just pause and feel and register what it feels like. When you're feeling compassion, when you're bending time, when you're using spiritual sight, when you're doing your spiritual writing, when you're practicing faith, what does it feel like? So the divine feminine is the receiving of the download and the feeling of alignment that goes along with it, right? So very often when we're interacting with the divine feminine and we're indulging in our spiritual gifts of magic, the feeling of alignment is very, very present and it feels amazing, right? That's why I say that this is the light side of the divine feminine. But with the dark side of the feminine, it's kind of the same thing, okay? So the divine feminine is the source of our feeling nature and our emotions, okay? It doesn't matter if the feelings that are arising are negative or positive or neutral. The divine feminine is the source of all emotions because emotions are simply energy in motion. So when we have an experience of tenderness and love or emotions of safety, warmth and closeness can arise within us, right? And likewise, when we have an experience of pain or trauma, the resulting emotions can leave us feeling angry or discouraged or even embittered, right? So I want you just to feel your feelings for a few moments, okay? Now, let me hop here and go down to, okay, hold on just a second. Boom. Okay, here we go. Yes, I'm on page, by the way, I'm on page four of the workbook, okay? And what I want you all to kind of consider as we're moving forward here is that your ability to feel your feelings is actually special. Not everybody can feel their feelings, okay? A lot of people have suppressed that stuff because it has caused them harm in the past, all right? So when you can feel your feelings and identify those feelings and give voice to those feelings, and then on top of it all, you can help others experience their feelings, feel their feelings, identify their feelings, and give voice to their feelings, then you're moving in the realm of the powerful spiritual life coach. So for our first exercise, I want you to feel your feelings, okay? So here in the workbook, I've given you a series of feelings and emotions. Now, what I want you to eventually do is print out this page and put it somewhere, like in your meditation space or wherever you find yourself getting triggered, even keeping it in your purse, okay? And use it whenever you need a word to help you understand how you feel. But for now, I just want you to kind of tune into yourself and notice how you feel in this exact moment. And see if the word that you're feeling is showing up anywhere on my list of feelings and emotions. All right, so let's everybody pause and just tune in and feel how you're feeling. And if we look at the list, they're kind of loving words on the first page. On the second page, there are feelings of surprise and sadness. And then we get into the darker emotions. So it's kind of going down the emotional scale as you go over these 3 pages. So you all find your word and then type the word that you feel into the comments. And keep in mind that if there's a word that isn't there, if you have a word that is not showing up, then just type it in, okay? Or hold on to it for yourself if you don't want to share it with me. Now, one of the things I want to just say is that positive emotions are really good. It's great that you feel positive emotions. I love feeling positive emotions. But keep in mind that people don't go to spiritual life coaches when they are actually experiencing positive emotions. People are going to come to you when they are in pain, when they're struggling, when they're suffering, when they are going through hardship, when they've hit rock bottom. So you might be like always on your high, cloud, and I'm on my cloud very often. Like I'm on my cloud 90% of the time. And then something will toss me off my cloud. Then I get off my cloud. Then I get right back on. I clear it, get right back on my cloud. Okay. But just understand that you need to have a good understanding of what's happening in those denser emotions. Okay. So you need to know what's happening down here when surprise starts to become a little darker. And we move into sadness, anger, and fear. All right. Let me just check in and see. Let me check in. Why can't I find the chat? Oh, there it is. Okay. Feeling peaceful and content and courageous. Yes, excellent. And let me check also on Facebook, but I have so many windows open. Why on earth do I have so many windows open? Oh, and then this thing is blocking as well. Okay, here we go. There we go. And C is here. Hey, C, nice to see you. Welcome. Very good. All right. So negative emotions are really, really important because as a life coach, you have to be really rooted in your feeling nature to be able to help other people process their feelings. Okay, that's your ability to do that is what's going to make you successful. So penned up emotions, suppressed emotions, denied emotions, unexpressed emotions are the biggest cause of disharmony in humans today. And all these emotional states, these backed up emotional states cause tension in the body and exhaustion in the mind. And so in order for you to be able to free people from the bondage of their negative emotions, you have to be very, very strong in understanding yourself and your relationship with these emotions so that you can help them. Okay. So it's not just your ability to hold space for emotions that's going to make you an excellent coach. You need more than that. But it is a super powerful and important tool that's going to help you bring meaningful transformation to the lives of your clients, okay? So you came to this world for a reason. You're not here by accident. Your soul has an agenda for you incarnating in this lifetime in your exact circumstances. Look around, you see where you are right now. It's all perfect, okay? The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can step fully into your power as a badass butterfly, a woman, and a spiritual life coach, okay? You were born on a certain day and at a certain time and in a certain place, and this all marked you. It set you up for your destiny or your potential destiny, okay? This was all prearranged. And that's important to understand, okay? Because if you don't accept that, then you're going to have a hard time accepting what I'm getting ready to teach you in this program, all right? All the experiences, all the experiences you had up until now are not an accident, and you are not a victim, okay? This is really important to understand. You might have experienced some things that were beyond your conscious control, and you might have experienced victimhood, but the truth of who you are is not a victim. And you were never, the truth of who you are was never unprotected or unsafe. So why do I say that? Because as a spiritual life coach, your job is to remind people who they are in truth, not in the illusion of the 3D. So your job as a life coach is to hold the space of the truth, to be in the truth, to walk the truth, but to coach people through the 3D back into the truth. So you never want to only deal with the 3D without having the foundation of the truth with a capital T, which is unconditional love or God or spirit. I hope this makes sense. Y'all give me some feedback. If you understand what I'm talking about, give me a yes in the comments. If you understand. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, or you have any kind of resistance to what I'm talking about, I invite that as well. Type in your resistance or your question in the comments, and I'll come back to it, okay? So when you use your spiritual gifts of magic, you're connecting to source energy, and you're seeing your client through the eyes of God, all right? And as you develop yourself as a spiritual life coach, and as you build your programs and offerings, such as your blogs, videos, ebooks, newsletters, whatever you're building, okay, you're going to be, again, working with the magic, working with the light, left and right, so much light, okay? But you're always reminding people of their higher self perspective, right? When you're channeling, when you're creating, even when you are dealing with pain, you are going to deal with pain. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know that feels so bad. And the truth is also present, that you are loved, you are energy, you are light, above and beyond the experience that you're having on earth, which might be painful. So how do you deal with your clients at the lower self level? Because this is what distinguishes life coaches from healers. So healers are not people who are bringing tools and accountability to changing the mindset of their clients. Okay, that's not the job of a healer. A healer creates an energetic opportunity for change. It's an energetic opportunity. They are not changing a mindset, because nobody can change your mindset for you. Nobody can change your self-concept for you. Nobody can make you think differently about yourself and about your past for you. Nobody can do that. No healer ever, except for Christ. But even Christ didn't change your mindset for you. Christ looked at you and didn't even buy an ounce of your past and your pain. And all he did was just look at your light. Okay. So that energy is still, Christ could let you feel real and get up and walk in the moment. But you know what you had to do the next day? You had to get up and do it yourself. All right. You get up, you walk. Yes, Christ, thank you. And tomorrow when the doldrums sink in and, somebody looks at you the wrong way, and you start to retract or contract back into your old way, that's your responsibility to get up and walk again tomorrow, right? It's your responsibility to maintain your mindset. So we spiritual life coaches have to train our clients and hold them accountable to the new mindset that they claim they want. So that butterfly can't just be a butterfly and then try to crawl. Like, gosh, these wings, I don't know if I trust these wings to fly me. I think I'm just going to walk, right? Well, that's kind of the nature of the old mind. That's why the caterpillar's mind has to die, so that the butterfly can't go back. Well, as a life coach, that's what you have to do. You have to help your people not go back. All right. I hope this is making sense. Let me check in with y'all. You see, I'm getting hot over here, right? You notice when I get hot, I start getting like all excited about my topic. I start sweating. It's also really hot and muggy in Paris, let's face it. And I have an air conditioner that just arrived today, so that's a blessing. Oh my goodness, I see Rakinia is here. It's nice to see you, thank you. And Tamara is here. Excellent. Rebecca, there's a little bit of trouble. And yes, Tamara's having a little bit of trouble with the, oh, okay. You got the self-assessment tool, but didn't see any workbooks. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Let me just look at that link. This is me just now out of curiosity. These are the workbooks. Okay. Rebecca will get those correct links to you, the correct workbooks to you, darling. All right. And excellent. I'm glad that this made a difference, helped you see the difference. Excellent. All right. And let me check over here on the Zoom chat as well. Yes, you all are doing just fine as well. Oh, and Dory says that the workbooks were in the spam folder. Thank you, Dory. That's a good point, you all. It's hard for me to keep my stuff from going to spam. So check your spam folders, or those extra tabs that Gmail often uses as well, okay? So you all are spiritual life coaches, and you have gone through a lot of experiences, and some of them you failed at, okay? Which means like you didn't quite learn the lesson and you have to repeat some things. And you continue to repeat things until you get it right. That's kind of like what this human experience is all about. Now, there of course were experiences where you excelled and you moved through those parts of your soul's agenda with flying colors, right? Now, your spiritual gifts of experience, and really I should have called this your spiritual gift of painful experiences, okay? These are the second part of the cornerstone for your divine coaching business. Okay, what you've gone through whether you've successfully overcome it or not gives you authority just based on experience. Now, I'm going to say that again. The experience that you have gone through, whether you have overcome it or not, gives you authority as a coach, simply because you have experienced it, okay? Now, why do I say that? Because number one, too many women, okay? Too many women think that they need to be perfect before they can coach other people, and it's just not true, all right? You can be a wounded healer. Wounded healers are people who have gone through painful experiences. They have experienced trauma, and they have come out the other side alive, and they have perspective. You are going to work with people to the best of your perspective, to the best of your ability, with the tools that you have. So the traumatic and painful experiences that have challenged you and expanded you were torturous, okay, early on. And you probably saw those experiences like everybody else in the 3D world. Back then, you were a victim, and your beliefs, thoughts, and emotions determined how you thought about yourself and the world around you. What I want you to do right now is to celebrate your old self and your old way of being, because that old self and old way of being are what make you relatable to the people who need your help. So you have overcome, you have gone through things, and whether you've overcome it or not, people can relate to you. You know it because you have bonded with people over pain before. It's powerful. So what I want us to do right now as the next part of our exercise is to celebrate the old self and the old way of being. So in the workbook, I'm going to do a 1-minute brainstorm, okay? I normally would give you 3 minutes on this, but I see that I'm running behind, all right? And I want to give you an opportunity to get this done a little bit, and you can finish it up for home fun if because we're not gonna get through all of this one exercise today, okay? So for your home fun, what I want you to do is do a 3-minute brainstorm about who you used to be, all right? And there are some questions here to help guide you, okay? The questions are, who were you emotionally before you began to emotionally and spiritually mature? How did you deal with your problems? What was your mindset? And what were some of the traumas that you faced? Okay, so look, you could spend 5 or 10 minutes on this exercise. Feel free to do so. I'm going to give us 1 minute so that you can just put some energy into this now, because I think starting something, even if you can't finish it in this moment, I think starting it is a good idea. So I'm setting the timer for just 1 minute. It's set. And all you're doing right now is brainstorming about who you used to be. And you're just kind of looking at who you were emotionally before you started to mature. I know that I was super sensitive, super defensive. I wanted to be loved all the time. And if I did anything wrong, I felt unloved. It didn't matter whether, people loved me or not, liked me or not. If I did something wrong, I immediately became unlovable, right? These are the kinds of things I want you to write. And you've got just 10 more seconds. Okay, that's it for right now. So you can always go back to this exercise. So right now you're thinking about who you used to be and how you used to deal with things. And now I want you to get specific about some key experiences, okay? I want you to turn to the next section in the workbook, which I'm doing here. I'm on page 8 right now. And what I want you to do is to, hold on a second, excuse me, just a second, y'all, just a quick peek at something here. Okay, I see a typo. Rebecca, can you fix this for the next time, please? Sweetie, on page 8, it says in session exercise number 3, your wounded healer stories. But this, I think, should all be home fun exercise number 1. I don't know why we have it set up like this. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, I'm doing a little bit of housekeeping right now. My apologies, but I don't know. I just confused the heck out of myself. I do believe this should say home fun exercise number 1, day 2, your wounded healer stories. And what we're going to do, so let me get back into what we're doing right now. So your job for today is to identify 3 pivotal experiences that left you emotionally wounded or scarred. And you're going to choose one story from each era of your life, from adulthood, from adolescence, and from early childhood. And there's one for each page, by the way. So here's the one for adulthood. On page 9, it's adolescence. And then on page 10, it's childhood, early childhood, okay? And what you're going to do for each one is you're going to, actually, we can kind of do this together right now, all right? Let's do this one together. So what we want to do is identify the most recent pivotal experience that left you emotionally wounded or scarred. And what we want to do is identify pivotal events. Now, if you can't on the spot come up with a pivotal event, that's okay. Do it for home fun. But some of you all might be in pain right now. There might be something that you just went through that was pivotal. I just did within the last 2 weeks. With the last full moon, I went through something that was earth-shattering. So yes, I'm in touch with mine. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to write a short but informative description of the event. Okay, and if you want to start doing that right now, you can. And then I want you to write how you coped with that experience. Okay, so how did you deal with the experience at that time? How did you cope with the experience? And then the next question is, how did you heal from the experience? And then the next question is, how does that experience impact you today? So we're looking at adulthood, and let's say I'm not in a position to share my super intimate trauma, but let's say that you got laid off from work and, or actually, let's say that you and your boss got into an argument and you lost your job, okay? So I got into an argument with my boss and I lost my job. How did you cope with the event? Well, I felt terrible and I went home, had a glass of wine, called all my friends, talked about it, got it off my chest, and then I got back to work and got back and went online and started finding another job. Okay, looked for another job. How did you heal from the experience? Well, maybe the answer is I didn't heal from the experience, I just moved on. Okay, because drinking the wine didn't actually heal me, it just helped me move on. It helped me feel good in the moment, right? And talking to my friends didn't heal the experience, but it made me feel better in the moment, which is why it's a coping mechanism, okay? And then how does that experience impact me today? Well, maybe I won't go flying off the handle at my boss, all right? So the example that I gave you is a little bit on the shallow side. We want a pivotal experience because we don't want to do shallow. I'm just not in the space to go into something too deep right now, y'all. That would be a good thing for everybody. So y'all choose pivotal moments for each of these eras of your life. So adulthood, adolescence, you're going to do the exact same thing. Go back to your adolescence. What was a pivotal moment in your adolescent period? Write the event. How'd you cope with it? How did you heal? How does that experience impact you today? And then the same thing in early childhood, okay? Now, that is what I want you all to be doing for tonight, okay? There's a second part to this, though. You're going to write all of those things out. Then what I need you to do is to try to find the common thread that is weaving through these three themes. Now, this is page 11, and this is not an easy thing to do. It's called the themes and lessons from your experiences. So very often we might come up with three different things and we might say, hey, these three things have nothing to do with one another. But actually, maybe there's some kind of thread of connection that might be showing through. This is really important because that thread of connection is a key to your soul's agenda. It is your primary healing that wants to come through in this lifetime. All right. So what I want you to kind of do, just to kind of help you with this, I'm basically asking you to find a theme to your past experiences and your pain. So was there a similar lesson that was at the root of all of these experiences? Now, I have done this exercise for myself in my many times, and it always for me comes down to one thing. I feel unworthy. It's always the same thing because that is what this girl came here to heal, unworthiness. Now, for me, it would show up like loneliness, feeling ugly, feeling unwanted, undesirable, illegitimate, okay? But all of these things, like I could tell you stories of illegitimacy, I could tell you stories of loneliness. At the core, when it all came down to what was going on, what was Crystalline feeling during all of those, at her core, she felt unworthy, okay? This is important because unworthiness is what I built my coaching foundation on, All right. So getting clear about the theme of your past experiences is going to help you understand what your divine life purpose is and what your soul came here to heal. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Dory says, same. Dory can relate. Yes. Thank you, Dory. So are there any questions about your home fund? All right, that's the last part of the home fund, by the way, writing the themes. Okay, so you're gonna go through, tell these three wounded healer stories, and then you're going to write the themes and the lessons from your experiences. All right. Now, ladies, I want you to come to tomorrow's session with your workbooks. Okay. So bring your workbooks because you're going to need all the information that is in them. All right. Very good. Okay, are there any questions or anything before we start signing off for the day? And I'm sorry I kept you all, so long. Are there any questions? Let me check on Facebook too. Don't close that down. Don't close the workbook. Hi, Danielle, nice to see you. All right. Okay, and Rebecca, okay, I hope that Tamara's gotten the message there. Maybe Rebecca, send it to her, DM it to her, right? All right, everyone, so thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as always. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your feedback. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And let's see if my air conditioning gets hooked up and works. Then I won't be a sweating mess during my presentation. All right, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye for now. Bye, everybody.